Okay, I'm going to talk about staggering because of the fact that for many people in Overwatch, this is just common knowledge. You try not to stagger, and they even implemented a thing by design to try and reduce the amount of staggering with wave respawns. In Marvel Rivals, though, I think people don't really fully understand what that is or how to avoid it sometimes because this is a GM2 game, and the enemy team staggered so bad that it actually helped us take the win. And you can see here up at the top that they went first and they ended with 2 minutes and 4 seconds. And it'd be very easily to get demoralized and say GG and give up at the end of that because it's really hard to overcome. But uh, we changed things up. Somebody switched off of DPS and onto support, and another person and my buddy ended up popping off really well on DPS this game. But uh, what we did here on offense was keep them staggered so bad throughout the entire time that they never got the momentum they needed, or that they never stopped our momentum. We staggered our ults in between. We were constantly killing them as we went. They never took the time to just stop, wait, and regroup with each other, which gave us the advantage. So let's just get into this here. Here's me on Psylocke. First thing I'm doing is I am searching for an off angle, right? And I don't want to be seen. I poke anybody I can. Any percentage is decent percentage for ult. I see Punisher here, and I'm going off to the side. I cloak, so that way he doesn't see as I'm coming back behind. I get behind. Now, mind you, he's looking at me, which means he's not looking at my team. I don't need to poke out there. Mantis sleeps me and kills me, and now I get rezzed. I shouldn't have died there. That's my mistake. I saw the Mantis. I knew she was there. I should have kept my distance more. But this Mantis was adjusting to my playstyle. On defense, she knew I was constantly harassing and attacking their backline. So then she stood next to an easy target like Punisher so she could try and counter me, which she did successfully. So here we go back in. And I see that they are down one, right? They lost their Winter Soldier. So I go back up. I get an off angle. I'm pushing this Doctor Strange as much as I can. I'm applying as much pressure as I can. I'm looking for low targets. There's the Punisher. Easy pick for Psylocke. Now you see here, this is where it starts. After they lost that first pick, they all start to sort of collapse down. I technically died first because of the res of Rocket. Thank you, Rocket. I get back up and I'm in the fight faster. Now, everyone's basically dead here, right? Now it's just cleanup. All of these people here should have immediately just died right away. They should just stop and say, okay, you know what? The fight's over. We're not going to escape. We need to just die fast. And now we have to wait. Right? Who were the first people to die before? Right? If you're keeping track of this, you remember it was Winter Soldier. So those people are now being pressured over there on that end. Doctor Strange decides to ult, or decides to portal in, right? The rest of his team we just saw was really far back. Doctor Strange is here only with Mantis. With the rocket amplifier down, this basically is a guaranteed secure fight, so they're not going to stagger it out. We're just going to, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, we need to kill these two as fast as possible because that we're not going to give them time to group up with their teammates. See, and by the time that they regroup, we've already taken the point, and now they're on the defensive. But they don't have the resources because now we took the momentum fighting as 6v2 for a brief minute, and by the time that they actually got back to go with their team, Mantis was dead and Strange was pressured out already, and there's just not enough heals to keep them alive. So in my mind, now I'm cloaking in to go to the side because I'm like, we just staggered them. We need to stagger them more. We need to clean these people up fast and not allow them the chance to regroup. I go for Punisher because he's the one at the very back. I could go for the support, but I didn't want to take the chance that I missed or she cloak and do the thing and get away. So, and Punisher could also just like two-shot me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get the one at the back, the one that's not being seen by anyone else on his team. So I kill him. I wait, and now mind you, I know that I don't need to be out there with my team. I'm already on the backside of them. They have to back up into me. I grab the health pack as I let my team push them in. And here, another quick and easy cleanup. And now I'm thinking to myself, who were the last people to die last time, right? Who were the people that we had killed first? It was uh Mantis, Winter Soldier, and Strange. And I know that they're coming back. They want to try and push up and be like, okay, we need to get into position. But the thing is, I'm already thinking to myself, we need to kill them now. And I like because I have my alt and stuff. I just want to make sure that I don't give them an opportunity to regroup at all. So here I go down, I cloak in, I have my abilities. I take the chance. I know she's got sleep. It's a dangerous play, but if it works out, it plays in our favor like heavily. So here I see Winter Soldier. My team's pushing into him. There's no support. I use my ult because of the fact that there's two there for Psylocke. That's an excellent way to use the ult, is just on two people. And now look, the team has yet to regroup past that first offensive push, right? They haven't had a chance to actually fight as six this entire time, and look how much progress we've made on the cart. This is why, like, kills don't necessarily amount to everything in the game. It depends on when you get the kills and why you're getting the kills. If I were to just get kills and I'm trying to kill them outside of their spawn, it doesn't really amount to much if they're just dead and they come back in 9 seconds and they're already right there in that same spot. But if I'm killing them and I'm staggering them, these kills are a lot more valuable than just kills for the sake of kills. So here I know, same process I'm thinking in my mind. I wonder if I can pick off anybody else before they get to this payload, right? And now, mind you, during this time in this push, the only two ults that we've really used have been Rockets and mine. And we've pushed the cart up this far, right? At this point, the team is very like annoyed with me. Also, you're going to see me do this thing a lot as Psylocke, where I specifically back up, away, and around. And then when I dash in the direction that's safer. So that way I get to the health pack and I can keep myself alive. I hear that Punisher, and my first thought is, as Psylocke, I need to try and go for him. But because that's why. Flankers do best when the team is distracted. And so it's always best, especially like if you have a Psylocke, you have a Black Panther, an Iron Fist. If you're playing tank or support, being alive is a lot more beneficial to us than just like trying to go for picks. Like if you're alive, it means that their attention is pulled and we can get kills like that much easier. So if you're wanting to take notes of like how do I play with flankers, that's how you can benefit them. Literally just play to live. Now here's the full real team fight, right? Now, mind you, this wasn't a bad team, right? Like, they ended the game with 2 minutes and 4 seconds. They had a good offensive push. And here I go up, and I'm pulling attention. I got a little too ballsy here. That was on me. I was trying to keep the attention back, maybe charge my ult, maybe see if I could get a pick. I died, and that was my mistake from being too overly aggressive, too overconfident. But once again, like I said, remember what happens when I say you kill someone right outside their spawn? Not much changed. I'm already regrouped with my team here, right? I can see that Groot is down, but the payload is still pushing. So I don't need to get into the fight necessarily super fast here as that payload is pushing and our spawn is right there and Groot's coming back. So what do? This is the time to reposition. A lot of times people want to reposition when the fight is already happening. And that's really bad because that downtime in that fight is not helping your team. And downtime is one of those words we use where it's just like downtime in a fight is when you reposition or when you're not there. Like if you hear an ally of yours is ulting, you need to be in there right away. You need to be in there fast. Even if you're far behind, you need to sort of rush because you need to take advantage of the attention that ult is bringing. So here I go, and you see the payload still pushing. No one's contesting it. This is why it's a good time to reposition. So I cloak in, I go from the side, and now look. See this attention, this cross angle I'm giving my team? Here I get slept, and I know that like Mantis is there and that can happen, but I wasn't too worried because nobody was really going to follow up. I ult the backline. This is why I say ulting a Psylocke, just two people, is fantastic because you see what happens when you ult like a large group. It doesn't really necessarily kill anyone. I was able to get a kill after it ended. But here's the thing. One fell, another falls, both supports are dead, continue the stagger. Kill everybody you can. This is where if you're on the enemy team and you see the fight's over, just die. Just die super fast. Just like end the fight, attack the enemies, get them to kill you so that way you all die together. You want to have as few deaths as possible, but sometimes it's better just to die quickly than it is to try and like get out, survive, and it takes more time to regroup. Another one, another one. Now look, Winter Soldier was the last to die, right? If they would have all died with Mantis, uh, and with Cloak, they all would have been respawned by now. But because of the fact that they didn't, Winter Soldier is now 10 seconds away from being respawned again. When the fight is over, it's just over. Just end it. Don't survive. Don't wait any longer. Just die and die with your team. If the fight is done, it's done. Uh, I remember an old stat, very old Overwatch, way back in the day when it was 6v6. If you lost one person on your team and it was a 6v5, your chances of taking the point or winning that team, the next team fight was lowered by 17%. And if you lost two people, the chances of winning the next fight was lowered by like 83% or 84% or something like that crazy. It was basically near impossible to win any fight that was 6v4 or 6v3. So, uh, that's something that I always remember in these games when it comes to like just basic numbers. It always depends on like who dies as well, but like basic numbers are if you don't have the numbers advantage, especially if it's like a 6v3 or something, the fight's over and you probably just need to die or you need to get out. Because you're not gonna win that you're not gonna win the fight anyway. Uh so it's better to just reset and regroup with your team. Always remember that. Check recognize when you can see, oh, the fight's over. I just need to leave. A lot of my games, I have very low deaths, and it's not because of the fact that like I'm not playing aggressive enough or I'm not doing enough or anything. It's because of the fact that there are a lot of times when I notice that I see three people on my team die very quickly at the start of the fight. You know, sometimes things happen. Sometimes Bucky gets a lucky hit. Sometimes they start with ults. As soon as that happens, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get out and regroup because this fight's clearly over, right? It's faster for me to do that and rejoin my team than it is to try and make something happen out of nothing. So here, once again, Bucky's still not respond. Still not. Still 10. He's still 4 seconds away from being spawned. I'm just charging my ult off of Cap. I'm now repositioning. Repositioning and charging my ult. And you see how I do that thing again where I rotate? I know where the health packs are. I know where safety is. And as he punches and hits me, I dash into safety towards the health pack. Here I am. I'm just pumping out damage, charging ult. Remember what I said before about when you hear an ally ult, it's time to get in there? I immediately start focusing on what my tank is doing and help it back him up. And here, he tries to survive. I get a couple extra seconds. And the entire time, throughout this entire round, they only had like maybe two real fights where they were grouped as six and they fought as six. And because of that, they never had an advantage over us. We always had the momentum behind us to push them and to kill them, and basically keep them the objective constantly moving forward. That cart never stopped moving from start to finish, essentially. And it's all because of the fact that we didn't want to let them do that. And this is me grouping with my my buddies Craven and Shaggy here, and we're both Overwatch veterans here on this stuff. And as soon as we see one, as soon as we see one person drop, we start to play more aggressive. And as soon as we see two people drop, we're like, we need to rush and kill the rest of these people. Knowing when to go in and when to do that is very crucial because once again, one of the big things about like Marvel Rivals that differs from Overwatch is Overwatch created wave respawn, so you have to time the staggers differently now. But Marvel Rivals still has the old school way where it's like when you die, and it takes you 10 seconds to respawn. So if you kill someone, you can you can stagger the next kill and the next kill. And sometimes you might only have like one person left. Like say it's a Doctor Strange, right? You know he's not going anywhere. You know he doesn't have his ult. You know that there's nothing he can do. If there's literally one Doctor Strange left, and you have an entire team surrounding him and you already have control of the objective and he's not stopping you. Like, say it's like one of the uh, domination maps where it's the control point. You already have the control over the point. It's your percentage is already going up, and there's one Doctor Strange, and she's the only one left. Leave him. Just leave him alive. Leave him at low health. Don't kill him. And then the moment that he tries to get out or gets too close to regrouping with his team, kill him then. Because then all of a sudden you turned a 10-second stagger that was already at the end into like a 15 or 20-second stagger. And now he's not there to regroup with his team. And you can keep that staggering momentum going. This is, and I say all this because, like, once again, this is a GM2 game. These players should know better to regroup with each other and to not be doing this, right? But uh, sometimes when you sort of get that momentum going, it's hard for people to like stop and recollect themselves. Which is why I also like when I play my games, I frequently call out like, okay, just die, just die, just die, like just die, like just reset. We'll regroup as six. It's fine. And sometimes it's literally just you lose that momentum in a game and it's hard to get back, but you can get it back. There are plenty of games I've had where teams have pushed to the third point and we have to hold for 5 minutes and we successfully hold for 5 minutes. And it's all because of the fact that we staggered constantly for the first two fights or for the first 2 points. And then by the third point, it's like, okay, hold up, don't walk out, just sit and spawn. We'll come out as six and we'll go from there. And then we can then get our momentum back. So uh, this is really crucial when it comes to like winning games and sort of what they call game sense and game knowledge. Uh, mechanical skill and whatnot doesn't even you don't even need mechanical skill to know this and help you win games. It is extremely beneficial. It is extremely useful. And I think something that even still Marvel Rival players don't do enough of because there are times, like I said, with like having like a Doctor Strange left or something where you don't technically have to kill them. Like you should leave people alive a lot more often, especially when you know they have no exit out. Like because if you can cause a stagger that late, that kills a lot of their time. Which the game is about objectives. If you already have the objective, you don't necessarily need that kill immediately. So always remember that. Remember to do your best to fight as a team of six and to make sure that the enemy teams never get a chance to fight as a full team either or keep them separated, keep their attention split, uh, and keep track of remembering, especially as like a DPS player or an assassin, who got killed first, who's going to be out here, who's going to be walking towards us first, right? And can I stagger them more? Uh, because that type of knowledge will lead you to winning more games than simply just like mechanical skill or aim alone. Anyway, that's what staggering is. I hope it was helpful. And yeah, I'll try to go over some more Marvel Rivals tips and stuff for other videos. Anything that I could translate over from Overwatch that's been helpful. Anyway, hope you enjoyed.